welcome to Trade Up, where we discuss the latest media trends in our industry. I'm Saumya.
And I'm Crystal.
Last year, HP challenged its ad agencies to increase the representation of women and minorities. The results are out. BBDO went from 0% to 40% for women in creative leadership, and the majority of agencies also saw an increase in minority representation. Crystal, do you think that mandates are the right way to address our lack of diversity?
I think that it's unfortunate that mandates need to be implemented, but I think that there's clearly a problem in the industry right now, just given current events and some recent campaigns. I mean, there's
Hashtag Dove.
Yeah, the Dove one. I think that if there was more diversity within the industry, a lot of these ideas would have been scrapped at the drawing board and wouldn't have ended up being campaigns and having so much controversy around them.
Right.
So I think it's important that, at least these mandates are pushing for there to be kind of an immediate change and to start the process of hopefully eventually making this not really an issue.
Right. Well, what do you think about the idea that it's a mandate brought to you by a client? Because I was on LinkedIn and I saw someone from Droga 5 comment that, that's kind of offensive that you're sort of putting a minimum or a floor for the number of diversity candidates that you want in your company. So it seems very profit-minded. What do you think?
I think that's completely justified. I think it is probably very profit-minded, but ultimately, unfortunately, these are companies that are, trying to make money in the end, and it's all about the bottom line. And if it inevitably, changes the industry, I think that at least is a step in the right direction.
Right. I think it's a little bit like affirmative action, where it's sort of a plaster or a Band-Aid, where you would hope that it increases the number, and then eventually it's a sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy, where it would just increase after that on its own, and you wouldn't need the mandate.
Exactly.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
So last week, Nivea got into this huge controversy because of their skin whitening solution. Well, it was marketed towards West Africans, but then of course with the internet, something like that doesn't stay a secret. It came to the U.S. and people, were outraged on Twitter and like, how is it racially acceptable? What do you think about a brand having to have two different strategies in two different markets? How do you reconcile that?
I think it's very common, and I think a lot of brands kind of face this problem. I think ultimately what you're trying to do is fulfill a consumer need. And if in another country that need is maybe skin whitening products because that's what's seen as beautiful there, ultimately that's what this product is doing. And it's all about, again, hitting that bottom line. So they are selling these products. Of course, that's not necessarily what's acceptable in the States, but they're not selling these products in the States. And as uncomfortable as it may make us feel, knowing that they're doing this somewhere else, it is a different market. And unfortunately, that's kind of what happens with brands these days.
It's funny because my mom just bought me skin whitening facial wash 3 weeks ago, so I'm pretty familiar with the concept.
Wow.
I think Nivea is actually pretty brilliant in that they created a need and then they filled it themselves.
Yeah.
So, smart people. Well, let us know what you think. Tweet us at TradeUpOTN. Do you think that mandates are an acceptable way to increase diversity in companies?